Close your eyes for a moment. Take a deep breath. And hear this. This is not the end of your story. No matter how broken you feel, no matter how many times you failed, no matter how far you think you've gone, God is not done with you yet. Pause. You may feel tired. You may feel lost. You may feel like giving up. But listen carefully. Every sunrise is proof that God is giving you another chance to try again, another chance to believe again, another chance to start again. There are moments in life when everything falls apart, dreams break, people leave, plans fail, and in those moments, you start questioning everything. Why me? Why now? Why is this happening? But what if this is not happening to you? What if this is happening for you? Even in your pain, there is purpose. Even in your struggle, there is growth. Even in your silence, God is working. You may not see it right now. You may not understand it yet. But one day, you will look back and realize this was the moment that changed everything. Remember this. Jesus never promised an easy life, but he promised to walk with you through it, through the storms, through the darkness, through the pain. He is there right now with you. So if you feel like quitting today, don't. If you feel like giving up, pause, take a breath, and start again. Not with fear, but with faith. Faith that your story is not over. Faith that your pain has meaning. Faith that something greater is coming. Because when God writes your story, even your worst chapters can lead to your greatest victory. You are not weak. You are becoming stronger. You are not lost. You are being guided. You are not finished. You are just beginning. So stand up again, even if your voice shakes, even if your steps are small. Move forward, one step at a time. One prayer at a time, one day at a time. And when you feel like you can't go on, remember this. God is not asking you to be perfect. He is asking you to trust him. Trust him when you don't understand. Trust him when it hurts. Trust him when it's hard. Because faith is not about having all the answers. It's about believing, even when you don't. This is your moment, not to quit, but to rise again, not to break, but to rebuild, not to end, but to begin again. Start again with faith. Slow down. Just for a moment, breathe in and breathe out. You're still here. And that means your purpose is still alive. There are days when your heart feels heavy, days when nothing makes sense, days when even getting out of bed feels like a battle. And in those quiet struggles, no one sees your pain, no one hears your silent prayers, but God does. Every tear you've cried, every sleepless night, every moment you felt like breaking, God saw it all, and he never left, not for a second. You may feel forgotten, but you are not forgotten. You may feel unseen, but you are deeply seen. You may feel alone, but you are never alone, because the same God who created the stars in the sky, the same God who calmed the storms with a word, The same God who raised hope from despair is with you right now. Think about that. The Creator of everything, walking with you through everything. So why are you afraid? Why are you doubting? Why are you thinking that this is the end? This is not your ending. This is your transformation. Sometimes God allows the storm not to destroy you, but to reveal your strength. Because strength is not built in comfort. It is built in struggle. Faith is not proven in easy moments. It is proven when everything is uncertain. And right now, you are being shaped, molded, prepared for something greater than you can imagine. You may not feel ready. You may feel weak. You may feel like you don't have what it takes. But listen carefully. God doesn't call the qualified. He qualifies the called. You don't need to have it all figured out. You don't need to be perfect. You don't need to have all the answers. All you need is faith. Faith to take one more step. Faith to try one more time. Faith to believe that something good is still coming, even when life feels unfair, even when doors keep closing, even when everything seems against you. God is still working behind the scenes in ways you cannot see, in moments you don't understand. God is aligning things for your breakthrough, so don't quit now. You're closer than you think. That breakthrough you're praying for, that miracle you're waiting for, that change you're hoping for, it's coming. But first, you must learn to trust without seeing. That's what faith is. Believing in the unseen, holding on in the unknown, standing strong in the uncertainty. And yes, it's hard. It's uncomfortable. It tests you, but it also grows you. Every challenge you face is building your character. Every delay is strengthening your patience. Every struggle is deepening your faith. So don't waste this moment. Don't run from the process. Don't give up in the middle, because this right here is where your story is changing. You are not who you were before. You are becoming someone stronger, someone wiser, someone unbreakable. And one day, you will thank God for not giving up on you, even when you wanted to give up on yourself. So rise again, not with fear, but with courage, not with doubt, but with belief, not with weakness, but with faith. Say it quietly in your heart. I will not quit. I will not give up. I will trust God, even when it's hard, because your story is still being written, and the next chapter will be greater than anything you've been through. Start again with faith. Be still just for a moment. Let the noise fade away. Let the worries slow down. Let your heart breathe. You don't have to carry everything. You don't have to have all the answers. You don't have to be strong all the time. Sometimes faith begins when you finally let go. Let go of the pressure. Let go of the fear. Let go of the need to control everything. And simply trust that God knows what He is doing. Because the truth is, you've been trying so hard, fighting battles on your own, holding everything together, even when you're falling apart inside. But you were never meant to do this alone. God is not asking you to carry the weight of the world. He is asking you to give it to Him, your worries, your fears, your doubts, your pain. Place it in His hands and rest. Yes, rest, because faith is not just believing. Faith is surrendering. Surrendering your plans. Surrendering your timeline. Surrendering your understanding. And trusting that God's plan is better, even when it doesn't make sense, even when it feels uncomfortable, even when it hurts. God sees the full picture. You only see a part of it. You see the delay. God sees the protection. You see rejection. God sees redirection. You see the struggle. God sees the growth. So don't be discouraged when things don't go your way, because sometimes the things that don't work out are the very things that are saving you from the wrong path, the wrong people, the wrong timing, and leading you towards something greater, something better, something meant for you. You may not understand it now, but one day it will all make sense. Every closed door, every broken moment, every painful goodbye was part of the plan, not to break you, but to build you, not to end your story, but to shape it. So don't lose hope in the middle of the process, because what you're going through right now is not permanent. This pain is temporary. This confusion will pass. This struggle will not last forever, but what you are becoming through it, that will stay with you. You are learning patience. You are building strength. You are growing in faith. And that is preparing you for a life greater than you imagined. So don't rush the process. Don't skip the lesson. Don't run from the growth, because everything you are facing is shaping the person you are becoming. And that person is stronger than you think. That person is braver than you feel. That person is braver than you feel. That person is ready for what's coming next. So take a deep breath and remind yourself, I trust God. Even when I don't understand, I trust the process. Even when it's hard, I trust the timing. Even when I have to wait. Because faith is not about control. It's about trust. And right now, you are learning to trust deeper than ever before. So don't give up here. Don't stop now. You've come too far to turn back. You've survived too much to quit. You've grown too much to stay the same. This is your moment to rise again, not by force, not by fear, but by faith, quiet, steady, unshakable faith. And when everything feels uncertain, remember this: God is certain, God is faithful, and God is not finished with you yet. So begin again, not with doubt, but with peace, not with fear, but with trust, not with hesitation, but with faith. Start again with faith. Listen carefully, not to the noise around you, but to the quiet voice within you. That voice, that gentle whisper, that keeps telling you, don't give up. That is not your imagination. That is God. speaking to your heart. Because even when the world is loud, God speaks in stillness, in the silence of your thoughts, in the calm after your tears. In the moments when you feel empty, God is there, filling you with strength you didn't even know you had. There's a reason you're still holding on. There's a reason you didn't break completely. There's a reason you're still breathing, still trying, still hoping, and that reason is purpose. You were created for something meaningful, not by accident, not by chance, but by design. Every part of your life, every experience, every struggle has been shaping you for that purpose. Even the pain, especially the pain, because pain has a way of opening your eyes, changing your heart, and strengthening your soul. Think about who you were before and who you are now. You've grown, you've learned, you've become stronger, even if you don't feel it, because strength is not always loud. Sometimes strength is quiet. It's getting up when you don't feel like it. It's smiling when your heart is heavy. It's continuing when everything inside you says stop. That is real strength, and you have it, more than you realize. So stop doubting yourself. Stop telling yourself you're not enough. Stop believing the lies that say you can't make it, because you can. With God, you always can. There will be obstacles. There will be setbacks. There will be moments when you feel like you're going backwards. But you're not. You're still moving forward, even if it's slow, even if it's messy, even if it doesn't look perfect. Progress is still progress, and God sees every step you take. Right now, in this moment, you might feel uncertain about your future, uncertain about your path, uncertain about what comes next. And that feeling can be overwhelming, because as humans, we want clarity. We want answers. We want to know that everything will be okay. But faith doesn't work that way. Faith doesn't give you the whole picture. Faith gives you just enough light for the next step, not the whole staircase, just the next step. And sometimes that's where the fear comes from, taking a step without seeing where it leads. But that's also where growth begins, because when you step forward without knowing everything, you are choosing trust over fear. And every time you do that, your faith grows stronger. Little by little, step by step, moment by moment, you become braver. Not because the fear disappears, but because your trust becomes bigger than your fear. And that is real courage. So if you're standing at a place in life where you don't know what to do next, pause, take a breath, and instead of trying to figure everything out, just focus on the next step. What is one small thing you can do today? One small action, one small decision, one small move forward. That's all it takes. You don't need to have a perfect plan. You don't need to know the entire journey. You just need to keep moving, because God doesn't guide those who stand still. He guides those who move with faith. Even if the steps are small, even if the progress is slow, even if the path feels uncertain, keep going, because every step you take is taking you closer to where you're meant to be. There will be moments when you doubt yourself again, moments when fear returns, moments when you feel like stopping. And in those moments, remember this: you've been here before, you've felt this before, and you made it through, so you can make it through again. You are stronger than this moment. You are bigger than this fear. And with God, you are never alone in this journey. So don't let doubt control your decisions. Don't let fear stop your progress. Don't let uncertainty paralyze you. Instead, let faith lead you, even if it's quiet, even if it's gentle, even if it's just a small voice inside you. Follow it, because that voice is guiding you exactly where you need to go. Trust it. Trust yourself, and trust God within you, because everything you need is already being placed inside you. The strength, the courage, the wisdom, the patience, it's all growing even now, even in this moment, when you feel unsure, when you feel confused, when you feel lost. You are not lost. You are in the middle of becoming stronger, becoming wiser, becoming more faithful. And that process takes time. So be patient with yourself. Don't rush your journey. Don't compare your path. Don't pressure yourself to have it all figured out. Because life is not about having all the answers. It's about trusting, even when you don't. So take that step today, even if it's small, even if it's uncomfortable, even if it's uncertain. Take it anyway, because that step is the beginning of something new, something better, something greater than what you're leaving behind. So don't look back with regret. Look forward with faith, because your future is still full of possibility, still full of hope, still full of purpose. And God is already there, waiting for you. So move forward with confidence, with peace, with faith, and trust that every step you take is leading you exactly where you're meant to be. Start again, right here, right now, with faith. There are moments in life when you feel like you've lost too much time, too many chances, too many parts of yourself. And in those moments, a quiet thought appears. Maybe it's too late to fix things, too late to change, too late to start again. But listen carefully. It is never too late with God. As long as you are breathing, as long as your heart is beating, as long as there is life within you, there is still hope, there is still purpose, there is still time to begin again. Your past, no matter how painful, no matter how messy, no matter how broken, does not disqualify you. It prepares you. Every mistake, every failure, every wrong turn has taught you something, has shaped you, has brought you to this moment. And this moment is not the end. This moment is your turning point, a chance to rise again, not as the person you were, but as the person you are becoming, stronger, wiser, more aware, more faithful. So don't let your past hold your future hostage. Don't let guilt control your next step. Don't let regret stop your progress, because God's grace is greater than your past. No matter what you've done, no matter where you've been, no matter how far you feel you've fallen, you are not beyond redemption. You are not beyond love. You are not beyond a new beginning. God is not looking at your past and deciding your future. He is looking at your heart and guiding your path. So if your heart is ready to try again, ready to believe again, ready to trust again, that you are ready to start again, right now, not tomorrow, not next week, not when everything is perfect, but now, because change doesn't begin with perfection. It begins with a decision to move forward, a decision to let go, a decision to trust, and that decision can change everything. So make that decision today. Decide to stop looking back with regret. Decide to stop doubting your worth. Decide to stop believing that it's too late, because it's not. Your story is still being written, and the next chapter can be different. It can be stronger. It can be better. It can be filled with purpose. But it begins with your choice to stand up again, your choice to believe again, your choice to trust God again, even after everything, even after the pain, even after the disappointment, because that is real faith, faith that doesn't give up, faith that keeps going, faith that rises again, no matter what. So don't stay down, don't stay stuck, don't stay in the past. Rise with courage, rise with hope, rise with faith, because you still have time to become everything you were meant to be, and God is still working on your story, even now, even here, even in this moment. So take a deep breath and let go of everything that's been holding you back, the guilt, the regret, the fear, the doubt. Let it go. You don't need it anymore. Where you're going requires faith, not fear. So step forward without looking back and trust that what's ahead is better than what's behind. Because with God, your best days are never in your past. They are always in your future. So begin again with a new mindset, with a new heart, with a new faith. Start again with faith. Right now, you don't need to rush. You don't need to prove anything. You don't need to have it all together. Just be here, in this moment, breathing, living, still moving forward. Sometimes we forget how far we've come, because we are too focused on how far we still have to go. But pause and look back for a moment. Look at everything you've survived. The pain, the confusion, the heartbreak, the uncertainty. You made it through all of that, and you're still here. That alone is something to be proud of. But life has a way of making us feel like it's never enough. like we should be further ahead, like we should be better, like we should have everything figured out by now. And when we don't, we start doubting ourselves. We start comparing our journey to others. We start feeling like we're behind. But listen carefully. You are not behind. You are not late. You are not missing your chance. You are on your own path, with your own timing, with your own purpose. And that timing is guided by God, not by the world, not by other people, not by expectations, but by Him. So stop comparing, stop rushing, stop pressuring yourself, because your journey is not meant to look like anyone else's. It's meant to shape you in a unique way, in a way that prepares you for what only you are meant to do. And that takes time. Growth takes time. Healing takes time. Faith takes time. So be patient with yourself. Be kind to yourself. Speak to yourself with love, not criticism, because the way you talk to yourself matters. Your thoughts shape your emotions. Your emotions shape your actions, and your actions shape your life. So if you keep telling yourself, I'm not enough, I'm too late, I can't do this, you will start believing it. But if you choose to speak truth instead, I am growing, I am learning, I am becoming stronger, then everything begins to change. Not overnight, but slowly, steadily, powerfully. Because faith is not just believing in God, it's also believing in what God placed inside you. The strength, the purpose, the potential, it's all there, even if you can't see it yet, even if you don't fully feel it yet. It's there, and every day you are getting closer to discovering it. So don't give up on yourself. Don't walk away from your journey. Don't quit right before things start to change, because change is already happening. Inside you, you are becoming more aware, more patient, more faithful, and that inner growth will soon reflect in your outer life. So trust the process, even when it's slow, even when it's invisible, even when it feels uncertain, because just like a seed grows beneath the soil, before it becomes visible, you are growing even when you can't see it. And one day, you will rise, stronger than ever, wiser than before, more confident, more peaceful, more aligned with your purpose. And when that day comes, you will understand why everything took time, why the waiting was necessary, why the struggles were important, why the journey was long, because it was preparing you for something greater. So don't rush ahead. Stay present, stay grounded, stay faithful, and keep moving forward, one step at a time, because that's how transformation happens. Slowly, quietly, powerfully. So take a deep breath and remind yourself, I am not behind. I am not failing. I am growing. And with God, I am becoming exactly who I am meant to be. So begin again with patience, with peace, with faith. Start again with faith, There comes a moment in life when you realize you can't keep living the same way anymore. You can't keep thinking the same thoughts. You can't keep holding on to the same fears. You can't keep repeating the same patterns, because deep inside, you know you were made for more peace, more purpose, more meaning. And that realization, the voice you selected does not support this language. Please click the upper right corner to switch to another voice. It's a calling to rise, a calling to change, a calling to step into the life God has prepared for you. But stepping into that life requires something difficult. Letting go of old habits, letting go of toxic thoughts, letting go of things that no longer serve you. And that's not easy.